Hi, this is Steve of Resource Management Systems. In this Asset Placer video, we're going to take a look at firstly creating a new placement and then how we go about changing or editing the details of that placement. So as you can see, I'm in Asset Placer. I've logged into the asset-placer.co.uk website and I'm on the Asset Management Diary View screen. Below here I've got listed all of the placements that I've already got set up for this week, and what I'm going to do, because Location has just phoned me to request a placement for tomorrow, I'm going to use the new button here to open up this modal or pop-up window. As you can see, it's defaulted to a day shift for tomorrow, standard shift of 7 AM to 7 PM. By changing the placement type option, you'll notice that the from and to date and time changes. These are options that are set up as part of your own unique configuration to be able to help you kind of shortcut the entry of placements into the Asset Placer system. In this instance, it's just a standard day shift from 7 AM to 7 PM that I want. If I did want to change the details, I can just click the date icon and step through this kind of mini wizard to select the appropriate dates that I want. What I'm going to do next is enter in the number of hours breaks that my resource is going to have. In this instance, they're just going to have 1 hour. And what you'll see is this total hours change from 12 to 11. So the 12 hours from 7 AM to 7 PM less the 1 hour break gives us total hours of 11. So that will be the number of hours that my resource is paid for and my location is invoiced for. Going down the left hand side here, we've got something called late call out. What that is if there's a rule in my business to say that if a location requests a placement at too late a date, I would click the yes option, and this would add a slight increment, a small fee to the invoice for this particular placement. In this instance, because they're booking for tomorrow, I don't consider that to be a late call out, so I'm just going to leave it as no. Next, we've got that option for bank holiday. Again, this impacts on the location invoicing and also the resource pay, because they would have a slight increase in their pay if it was a bank holiday shift. It's not a bank holiday, so I'm just going to leave that as no. Moving over to the right hand side, I'm just going to select the location that's just called me to request a placement. In this case, it was Jeffrey's house, and it was the general manager that requested the placement. Again, just shortcutting my data entry, the requested date of today is already completed for me. The booking reference would be a purchase order number or other reference that your requestee gave you when requesting the placement. There's no particular booking reference for this one, so I'm just going to put on account. The next text box is notes. This would be any details of the shift that the requestee gave you. Perhaps in this case they want the resource to report to the upstairs ward. That's just a note which I'll communicate onto the resource when I tell them about the placement. Next, we have the resource type, with this being a care industry focused demo. We've got care workers, we've got domestic staff, nurses or miscellaneous other. These would be possibly different for your particular business. In this case, my requestee has requested a domestic staff type resource. The gender can be any. If it was perhaps a care worker or a nurse working on a all-female or all-male ward, then gender would be important. Again, that may or may not be relevant to your particular business. Finally, I'd select the resource. I'm not quite ready to do that yet because I don't know who's going to be available. So I'm just going to enter in those initial details and click the submit button. That will save the record, and there we can see it listed in my grid below. We can see here the placement status is red. This is covered in more detail in a different knowledge base article. I won't go into detail here, but this placement status of red is because I haven't got a resource assigned to it. What I'm going to do to find out who's available for tomorrow's shift is click on the resource management option, and I'm going to go to the diary view, and I've got listed here all of my resources with their availability or otherwise for this week. This AV indicating they're available. Now I've got all resource types listed here, so what I'm going to do is just use this show hide filters to select the resource type of domestic staff. Clicking submit here, that will just then limit the grid view to those resources and whether they're available or not. Again, we'll go into these statuses in more detail in another video, but at the moment I can see that both Barack and Bugs are available for tomorrow's Tuesday shift. So that leads us nicely on to editing a placement. What I'm going to do to edit the placement is go to that placement, tick the option on the left hand side, and this time click the edit button. So I'm ready to select the resource. So I could of course change any details on this placement, but in this particular instance it's just the resource that I want to add. I'm just going to take Barack just as the first one and submit those details. That's just prompting me that the placement record has been updated successfully. Just click OK. If we look over to the right hand side, we can see that Barack's name is listed here. So that in summary is how you create new and edit an existing placement record. I hope that you found this video useful and carry on getting the benefit of Asset Placer in your business.